And now, for another message from the head of delegation and ambassador of the European Union delegation to the Philippines, His Excellency Alistair MacDonald.
Distinguished guests, distinguished colleagues, stakeholders, duty bearers, friends, thank you for joining us this morning. I thank EP Just for putting together this important program. And before I begin really, I would just like to recall that just at the beginning of this week, on the 30th of August, the world commemorated the International Day of the Disappeared. So our forum today is indeed very timely. On Tuesday, there was an event at the University of the Philippines to commemorate the International Day of the Disappeared. And I attended that and was very impressed to hear the testimonies offered by families of the disappeared, and to hear of the efforts described by civil society, by the Department of Justice, by the Philippine National Police, and by Dean Leonen of the Law Faculty of UP. The efforts which were described regarding the manner in which that important issue can best be addressed. In a speech some weeks ago, I did something which is actually rather unusual for me, and I used a biblical quote. I don't often do that. But I'll repeat it because I thought it was pretty useful. It's John 8:32, for those of you that want to look it up, and in the King James Version it says, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." And I was very pleased on Tuesday to hear Dean Leonen's ideas on how that principle might be put into service in this particular context. Now, if I may return to our immediate concerns today, I don't think I need to make any long introduction of the EP Just program. Following a request by the then President Arroyo, the implementation of the project began in November of 2009. And since then, the EP Just team has been working hard to fulfill their mandate in providing technical assistance and advice to government agencies, to the CHR, to civil society, as well as providing guidance and further human rights training for the uniformed services, and helping the Philippines to create a national monitoring mechanism to address the problem of extralegal killings and forced disappearances. Now, I must underline that the EP Just program highlights the willingness of the government of the Philippines, the people of the Philippines, and the European Union to work together, even in relatively sensitive areas, such as violence, and that this reflects a true spirit of partnership, which has been built up over the years. The European Union has committed grant funding in the amount of 3.9 billion euro to support this program. That's about 255 million pesos. To cover the cost of technical assistance, training, and advice in helping the Philippines deal with this scourge of extralegal killings and forced disappearances. And I'm very happy that in the relatively short time since this program began, the cooperation among our experts and the key stakeholders in the Philippines has really flourished, helping to create a space for a positive exchange among all stakeholders in civilian government and in the uniformed services, in the judiciary and in civil society. Today's forum on human rights and armed conflicts is an excellent opportunity to bring together representatives of all the different sectors concerned to discuss this issue, an issue which has brought so much grief to so many families in the Philippines over the years, and at the same time has stained the reputation of the Philippines internationally. Now, I've said on many occasions that my hope from the time that the EP Just program was first conceived, my hope was that our support would help Filipinos address a Philippine problem, bring together everybody concerned to sit around the table and to work together to address this horrible scourge. Now, seeing all of you together here today really makes me believe that we're succeeding in this. And I very much forward to hearing of your experiences and your ideas in carrying this forward. I must admit that I'm very stubborn in believing that you cannot import foreign solutions to solve local governance problems. But what you can do is to use, adapt, and absorb foreign experience to help you implement local solutions for this Philippine problem. And that's exactly our objective with EcoJust. And I'll let our experts and our distinguished guests speak in detail about how to mainstream the concept of human rights in the daily operations of security forces, including, of course, the commonly accepted principles of international humanitarian law in armed conflicts. But I would just like to point out that the European Union pays particular attention to promoting the incorporation of human rights in the function of the armed forces. And this is a concept which already starts from home, bearing in mind our own very hard-earned experience over the years. I would also note very briefly that the European Union accords a particularly high priority to dealing with the especially vulnerable issue of children affected by armed conflict. And we have specific European Union human rights guidelines on children affected by armed conflict, which we must apply. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just conclude by saying that the European Union has been very pleased to assist all Philippine stakeholders in their efforts for reform, and we will be even more pleased. Perhaps the gentleman over there could carry out this conversation elsewhere. Thank you. Anyway, there's just my final remarks. I wanted everybody to hear them. We'll be even more pleased to see the results of your efforts in addressing these issues. Because I have to insist yet again that it's only with the fundamental efforts of all Filipinos and only through your work and your dedication that the Filipinos will be able to meet the aspirations of its citizens. So thank you for your attention. Maraming salamat po sa inyong